Well, hello again. This is central channel breathing. This is a practice that I've done in many different forms throughout the decades, breathing through my central channel of the body where the chakras are. And I got really focused into this when I read the book, The Energy Codes by Dr. Sue Morter, because she explained it in one of the best and most practical ways I've seen. And so I highly recommend that book, The Energy Codes, to get a lot more details on it. But I'm going to introduce you to the basics of the practice here. Now, daily practice of meditation is so important. You've heard me talk about it in so many lessons. It really makes the difference between really being present in reality and then being more tripped out in our mental and emotional bodies and our projections. And I believe the world is in the state it's in right now because that's where most people are. We're only partially really grounded in our physical body, and we're more into our thoughts and our feelings and our projections. And that's a very unstable way to be living. So what daily practice really means is bringing yourself into reality, bringing yourself into the experience of your own true self, which is the really only reality that there is. And to the extent that we're in our own true self and feeling it, that's when the lightness of heart and the joy and the creativity and the inspiration and the clarity and getting guidance from your higher self, all those things come when we're in reality. So one of the greatest mantras there is I am here, I am here, I am here. Like, I am, that true being I am is here, right here in this body. And so this is the basis of everything that we're doing in the Bridge to Mastery. So where are we in our bodies? Yes, we're everywhere in our body. But the central channel, which starts at the top of the head, moves down through where all the chakras are. There's the crown chakra, the center of the head, the throat, the heart, solar plexus, there's one behind the navel, lower abdomen, between your legs, the root or base chakra, and then going down into the earth. And there's also chakras above our head. This is who we actually are. This is the condensation of this huge true self energy, which is a toroidal energy form, which surrounds what we call our physical body. And it's most focused and concentrated in the central column. So we have a universal aspect of ourself, which is bigger than we can imagine. And then the more individualized part of ourself is, again, the toroidal energy shape, which surrounds us, which you can see in a picture here. And then our physical body is the part that we're most tuned into, because that's the way we're brought up. And then the central channel is where all that energy that we are, that field of what we are, is condensed and we can experience it. And so focusing there is one of the most valuable practices there is. Now, the connection between our true self and this physical body is called the circuitry that connects us. Now, some of the types of circuitry are meridians, which is something acupuncturists work with. And then there's what's called nadis, N-A-D-I, which are more smaller submeridians that interconnect every part of the body with every other part. And so this circuitry, if it was fully in place, we would be fully embodied, fully realized human beings. Now, because most of us are not fully embodied, a lot of that circuitry is not fully connected. Maybe it's never been connected. In other cases, it may have been more connected when we were children, but due to trauma and self-protection and fear programs, we've allowed some of it to become disconnected. And also using drugs and alcohol and various kinds of addictive behavior can disconnect some of our energy circuitry. But just know that in that central column of your body is all of your virtues, all your strengths, all your talents, your superpowers, and also all of the things that are unresolved, scattered, or unclaimed parts of yourself are there also. It's all there. Everything is all in that central column. So those more unresolved, scattered, or unclaimed parts of ourself manifest as gaps, voids, and disconnects in our energy circuitry. So people that are clairvoyant, that can look at others and actually see energy clearly, can actually see dark areas in the energy field, and those are the places where those gaps and voids are. People that are more kinesthetic, you can train yourself to just move your hand over someone's body and just sense the energy, and you can feel. There are some places where you feel energy, and some places it feels vacant, it feels empty, it feels cold or dark. Again, that's another way to sense it. So the work that we're doing is building these circuits, rebuilding the circuits between our true self and our physical body and our presence. And the more we do that, the more we reconnect in that way, the more fulfilling our life will be. So central channel breathing is a very direct, practical way to build these circuits. And it can be done in sitting meditation, which I really highly recommend to do for some period of time in the morning and the evening. And it also could be done throughout the activities of life during the day. Both are very valuable. This is a very reinforcing activity because as you get into central channel breathing, it feels so good as you're building the circuitries that it makes you want to actually do it more. So that when you're first starting something, you may feel the resistance or, oh, I don't feel like it. But this is where you need to be that spiritual warrior and just persist and just know that this is something you've committed to. And as you do it for a while, it'll feel better and better. Just like it is when we start exercising. Let's say if we haven't been exercising in the gym or haven't been hiking, at first there's that feeling like, oh, do I really have to? I'd rather just turn on the TV or read a book or whatever it is. But as you do it for a while, you get reinforced because your body starts feeling good. Your emotions feel better. And then you want to go out to do it. Now, it's important to have daily sitting practice of central channel breathing, and then also practice it throughout your daily activities, as I said. The sitting practice, the minimum time to get a real value from this is 10 to 15 minutes at a time, and 30 minutes is much, much better. Now, the best time to do this sitting meditation is first thing in the morning, before you really get into the swing of your whole day. There's a certain magical time when you first wake up where you're more connected to your inner self already. And so what's very valuable to do is when you first notice that you're awake in the morning, before you get out of bed, and especially before you start thinking about your day, train yourself to do some central channel breathing. Again, just breathe through the central channel nice and slowly, feeling each part of the central channel, feeling each chakra, and just noticing which areas you feel easily and which areas feel a little numbed out or checked out. And really mentally notice that. And then as you go through that day, focus on working on those areas that have been more vacant to bring more energy to those places. Now, just before sleep is another very valuable time to do a very brief or longer central channel breathing. And you're laying in your bed, you're just about to go to sleep, or after you turn the lights out, you can just train yourself just to go down the central channel in a nice, relaxed, mellow way. You'll probably sleep better, and it's also very good awareness. So I'm now going to talk you through the instructions for central channel breathing. Okay, step number 1, have your spine as straight as possible, either sitting in a chair, or you could be sitting in lotus position, or have your legs crossed in any other position on cushions. If you're sitting in a chair, have your upper back away from the back of the chair, but it's good to sometimes have a small cushion behind your lower back to support you if that's comfortable. I like to also put a pillow under my feet. That's another thing you might want to consider. So do the master hookup. Touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth behind your 2 front teeth, and also tighten Mula Bandha, the root lock, the muscles between your legs. That's the practice of tightening the muscles between your legs that you use to stop the release of urine or feces when you're on the toilet. It's also called the Kegels exercise. So when you start this exercise, tighten your Mula Bandha while you are breathing in and loosen it when you're breathing out. As you progress, you can intend to keep the Mula Bandha tightened at least a little bit throughout the entire practice, for both in-breath and out-breath. Okay, now orient yourself in terms of your chakras. I'm showing a diagram here. So you have 7 chakras in your body, and then there's a chakra 2 feet below your feet, which is called the Earth Star, and then there's several chakras above your head. One of them is 2 feet above your head, the next one's 4 feet above your head, and then there's even ones beyond that. The ones most important for this practice would be the Earth Star, which is 2 feet below your feet into the earth. And even if you're in an upstairs apartment, you just imagine that below your feet, 2 feet below that is into the earth, and that works fine. And then we're also going to focus on the one that's 2 feet above your head during this practice. So now imagine a ball of golden light 2 to 4 feet above your head. And as you breathe in, just imagine or visualize it moving down through your crown chakra, through the center of the head, through your throat, and through your heart, and then stopping that in-breath in between your upper belly and your heart. Now, as you're breathing in through those areas, intend to feel them. Like, visualizing is good, but if you intend to, you can actually feel the sensation of energy as you move through those areas, and that'll happen more and more as you practice. Now, as you hold your breath briefly in that area between your heart and your upper belly, and which includes your heart and your upper belly, really that whole part of your body, let your belly there expand, encompassing both the heart and upper belly chakras, chakras 3 and 4. Hold your breath there, letting it feel relaxed and good within that energy. As you do this practice, bringing that energy from above you down to this area, your belly and your heart area, and holding it starts feeling more and more pleasurable. So after holding your breath there, you breathe out down through the solar plexus, down through the lower abdomen, down through your root chakra, and down 2 feet below your feet into the Earth Star. And hold your breath for at least a second or two there, just intending to feel that connection into the Earth, so don't rush it too much. Now, breathe in from the Earth Star below your feet, drawing the golden ball of light up through your root chakra, lower abdomen, solar plexus, and back to that space that includes your heart and upper belly. And again, hold your breath there again, this time feeling the connection with the earth. Letting it feel good to be marinating in those luscious earth energies beneath you. And when you're finished holding your breath, breathe out, upward, seeing the golden ball rise through your heart, your throat, the center of your head, your crown, and up to 2 or 4 feet above your head, whatever you are preferring. Briefly focus on that higher light in that area, just feeling it, tuning into it, welcoming it, loving it. When you're ready to breathe in again, draw the golden ball back down the central channel and back to the belly and hold the breath. So just repeat those steps 4 through 7 several times, as long as you want to do the practice. Intend to focus on your central channel of energy as you breathe, keeping your attention on each chakra as you move the golden ball through them. Don't skip any part of the central channel. That's very, very important. Now, those parts of the central channel that are hard to focus on, where you feel like you space out or you lose concentration, those are places where more circuits need to be built. Very, very simple. So when you get to those areas, you pause there and squeeze that area internally, like squeeze the muscles in that area and pause there and focus it. Hold your breath there a little bit, and that will build the circuit in that area. Now, if you notice that you're losing focus, spacing out, or feeling discomfort in any section of the central channel, put more focus and love in that location. A good way to do that is to pause your breath at that part and squeeze that area internally with your muscles as if you're giving that part of yourself an internal hug. It's not dangerous driving because it tends to make you much more grounded. I wouldn't be rolling your eyes up. Definitely don't do that. But at least just a little bit of focus on Mula Bandha and breath up and down your body makes you actually a better driver because you're very present and focused. You can do it when you're in business meetings. You can do it if you're watching TV. You can do it while you're taking hikes outside. You can do it to a certain extent, breathing through it. And there's different ways to adapt this to different experiences of life. You can actually do it while you're making love. That's a form of tantric practice, moving energy through the central channel of your body, tightening some of the locks, and it can greatly enhance that experience. So there's so many different ways to use this. So I really hope that you'll make this a part of your daily practice, sitting practice, and also throughout your day. It'll really change your life for the better beyond what you may expect. It's certainly done that for me.